place I want to see. When we go on the road, why don't you come with me? Take a little ride, get a little windshield time when we go on the road.
It's less than 250 miles from the Twin Cities and only a tank of gas away. Wisconsin Dells is best known as the water park capital of the world. But you know, it's a lot more than that. We're going to show you what's new in this playground of the upper Midwest. But in this region, we found a lot more wonders of western Wisconsin. Just south of here, we found an extraordinary man who has a machine that's out of this world. We'll show you a real working mill you can visit on your way to the Dells. And you'll be amazed at what a young Wisconsin guy with a dream has created in his backyard. And you'll meet a part-time artist who claims he's digging up creatures from the Iron Age before they rust. But first, let's take a look at what one travel website calls the #1 family destination in the United States. Wisconsin Dells has been here for generations, but they're always adding something new. There's the expected, the unexpected, and surprising. There's loads of new slides and fountains and ways to get drenched in the water parks. And if that's too tame for you, at the infamous Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum, there's a new interactive exhibit featuring everything vampire. And if that's not creepy enough, there's a new wax figure of the world's tallest man and the Bug-Eye Man. You'll find a fresh crop of interesting restaurants and gift shops, and a new beer being brewed at the Moose Jaw Saloon. And guess what? In charge of the suds is a young woman named Jamie Martin. We didn't know whether to call her a brewmaster or a brewmistress.
Actually, women brewers are called brewsters.
32-year-old Jamie is a pioneer in what has traditionally been a male-dominated industry. She says there are only 19 women in the world that do what she does. And how many in Wisconsin?
I'm the only one. And I didn't see any in Minnesota either. There's none in Minnesota.
Almost single-handed, she makes a wide variety of lagers and ales from ingredients like malt, hops, yeast, and water. And it's her highly trained palate that determines the taste and flavor that people enjoy at this popular watering hole.
I taste the mash, I taste after the boil, I taste all the way through fermentation with the yeast.
Sounds like a dream job for some, but Jamie sips less than an ounce at a time. Across town, we found another local character who's breaking new ground.
It's probably the fastest growing segment of Wisconsin Dells tourism. It's sports tourism.
Mike Kaminsky is the third generation to own and operate the famous Chula Vista Resort.
The Wisconsin Dells area is a great place to grow up.
This irrepressible entrepreneur says he got an idea one day on a visit to the Minneapolis Convention Center.
I walked in and I saw 80 volleyball courts and said, I got to get me a piece of this. If we don't build it or we don't have it, people do not come.
He did build it, a cavernous air-supported building capable of accommodating very large groups playing just about any sport, and they came. The 90,000 square foot Wisconsin Dells Center is a smashing success for the community and for Mike Kaminsky's business. In Wisconsin Dells, there's always an angle. The very latest is set in the fabulous rock-lined waterways that thread their way through the area. These are the Dells. People have been coming here for well over 150 years, and there are a lot of stories, none more implausible than that of a missing tour boat called the Badger.
Ready to ferry sightseers up the mighty Wisconsin to gaze at the magnificent natural formations along the river.
The legend has it, it went upstream with a full load of passengers. A sudden storm blew up, and it disappeared without a trace.
Despite the help of local authorities and military personnel from Badger Ordnance, there is no sign of boat or wreckage.
That, they say, happened in 1943. Deep in the dells, where the water is mysterious, black and swift, the woods are dense, and few people ever go. Native American stories tell of a huge snake that forced its way through the rocks to create this sinuous trail of narrow waterways. But scientists say the dells were formed about 15,000 years ago, when a glacier turned the Wisconsin River into a new channel through the soft sandstone. Either way, there are areas here that are dark and mysterious, where the rocks drip and the vegetation is impenetrable. It is the perfect setting for a tall tale of shipwreck and strange happenings.
You can imagine a mystery taking place here.
Sure, exactly.
Something awful.
Emil Berthelot claims that recently a group of teenagers stumbled onto clues that might lead to solving what they're now calling the secrets of the Lost Canyon. Someone even recovered their camera.
We're not sure what to make of it.
Did anyone else just hear that?
They found the missing boat.
Hey, you guys, there's a boat over here. What the heck?
And then apparently something found them.
What the hell is that? Kyle, what are you doing? Run, Kyle! Run!
But there are some people who don't think that's the end of the story.
There's more, much more. But you'll have to come to Wisconsin Dells and buy a ticket on a brand new ride from Dells Boat Tours called Lost Voyage to take part in this adventure.
They will learn something about what's going on down here, and that will also raise questions about what's coming next.
This unique addition to the attractions at Wisconsin Dells includes clues on a special website that will keep the mystery going for years. But Emil Berthelot warns this is a ride that's better suited to people over the age of 10 and those with courage.
Hopefully they'll be terrified if we do our job right, yes.
Is it true? You'll have to come to Wisconsin Dells to find out. Coming up, we visit a mill that's been in the same family for generations, and you can visit it on your way to Wisconsin Dells. And you won't believe the incredible creations we found just south of here.
All this stuff comes alive when the doctor's going to be taking off.
Meet the man who spent a lifetime putting it all together before he takes off into another dimension. Welcome back to Wisconsin Dells. Did you know that more than 3 million people visit here every year? And if you're planning to be one of them this year, it's well worth taking a side trip to a place called Augusta, Wisconsin. There's an old mill there that's well worth a visit. It was built in 1864, and nothing much has changed. Dells Mill is one of the very few left that could still grind corn and wheat. But today, it's simply a tourist attraction, and Gus Clark can't wait for the first visitors.
Because this is my life. I was born here. I like to say sometimes that this is like my wife. I'm married to this place. I wandered alone to the hills, a Maggie to watch the scene below.
This 68-year-old bachelor really does live to show off the mill that his family have owned and operated for 117 years.
Oh, I enjoy the people, something fierce.
The tourist season hasn't yet begun, so Gus relishes the chance to give us a tour of the antiques he's collected over the years, like this genuine covered wagon.
But you inherited this then?
No, I traded my grandfather's clock for it. Like spray from the white breakers flung.
But it's the old mill that most people come to see, preserved so perfectly that it could grind flour tomorrow. But it hasn't been used for many years. It simply stands as a testament to the hardy souls like Gus, who helped run the mill until 1968.
A lot of work, a lot of hard work. Tell you, the best days have been the last 43 years giving tours.
But now it's time to get ready for the visitors who will find their way here through the summer to meet Gus and see his pride and joy. A giant machine that replaced the exhausting task of hand grinding grains into flour.
When people got real tired of turning the crank, They came to the mill, they let the water do the work. Right now we're at almost flood stage.
The old man is not in the best of shape, but he's the only one here. Starting the wheel means he has to haul a heavy wooden chute out onto a very narrow ledge. One slip and he will almost certainly drown in the flood of water coming down the creek. And so he waits for the first curious visitors to show up. A man anxious to share his life, his sense of history, and the old mill he loves so much.
And the creaky old mill, Maggie, as we once did so long, long ago.
Just down the road from here, there's a man just waiting for the right moment to take a trip out of this world powered by an electromagnetic force beam. Sound fantastic? Well, we thought so too, until we went on the road to North Freedom, Wisconsin to visit Dr. Evers and his Forevertron.
When we go on the road, there's a place I want to see.
The odd-looking metal sculptures alongside the busy highway just south of Baraboo, Wisconsin, give only a clue to the mysterious collection of objects just back in the woods. The centerpiece of this mind-boggling display is a 180 feet long, 65-foot high device named by its inventor as the Forevertron.
All this stuff comes alive when the doctor is going to be taking off.
The Doctor is the alter ego of Tom Evers, a 71-year-old former industrial wrecker, now proud creator and owner of a machine he claims will one day solve one of life's most persistent questions.
Get away from this world, but how do you do that?
With a perfectly straight face, Tom Evers tells anyone who will listen that his invention will transport people out of this world using the magnetic and lightning forces bound up in 50,000 pounds of industrial scrap and junk.
You really believe that there's a kinetic energy in objects?
What are you, a bloody Englishman?
For many years, the Forevertron has stood waiting for a pilot.
Have you ever found anybody that's prepared to sit up there and have you zap them?
No.
In the meantime, Tom, who recently suffered a series of debilitating strokes, proudly shows off the hundreds of other creations he's made out of scrap metal and parts.
He'll tell you one story here and then he'll take you way off somewhere else and change it on you.
Like this device he calls the Overlord Master Control, with its menacing laser love guns.
They see somebody that's not smiling, they shoot them in the rear end.
It's taken Tom Evers more than 3 decades to construct his fantasy world. The Forevertron is now surrounded by scores of weird and wonderful creatures and machines that draw tourists from all over the country. After nearly 30 years here, the Forevertron is at last going to move. The landowner has asked Tom and Eleanor to take their wild and wonderful whatever it is elsewhere. Don't go away, we'll be back to take you north to visit a guy who loves planetariums so much he built his own.
I always dreamed of having a planetarium where I could share the night sky with others.
From a very remote part of Wisconsin, Frank Kovac is reaching for the stars. Seen our toad named Hitch anywhere? If you spot him tonight, let us know at KSTP.com and you may be eligible for an on-the-road souvenir. To dream the impossible dream. Not many of us are so lucky or so determined. But when we went on the road to northern Wisconsin, we met a man who reached for the stars and brought them down to earth.
When we go on the road, there's a place I want to see.
I was 13 years old when I first looked through the telescope, and then it opened up my eyes to the vastness of the universe.
Frank Kovac was so starstruck as a kid in Chicago that he made a vow.
I always dreamed of having a planetarium where I could share the night sky with others.
But how could a kid who never went to college and grew up to work in a paper mill for $15 an hour have his own planetarium?
I would have to build my own.
Even his dad was dubious.
Frank, how are you going to afford to build a planetarium? And I said, I'm going to do it over a period of 10 years.
And he did. By working full-time at blue-collar jobs and part-time on his dream, Frank Kovacs slowly but surely put together something that's never been attempted by anyone.
I thought that this would be the first and only one ever made like it.
Today, few people know about this miracle in the Northwoods. It's well off the beaten track in a remote part of northern Wisconsin. But here, enclosed in a huge metal frame building, is a 22-foot diameter wooden ball weighing over 4,000 pounds, put together entirely by one man with a vision.
I'd like to welcome all of you to the Kovacs Planetarium. From inside the world's largest mechanical globe planetarium, you're seeing the stars as they were a long time ago.
We can't show you Frank Kovacs' planetarium in action because it happens in complete darkness. In most modern planetariums, the stars are projected onto the white ceiling. Frank couldn't afford that. He painstakingly hand-applied 5,000 stars with luminous paint and made the globe turn to show the sky as seen from northern Wisconsin.
$150 worth of paint instead of about $150,000 for the projector.
It works so well that Frank gets about 1,500 visitors a year.
They always say if you make something, people will come and see it.
Many of them are school groups whose eyes have been opened to the heavens by this 45-year-old enthusiast who never let the lack of a formal education or money stop him from reaching for the stars.
Bring people the understanding of the beauty of our universe, where we are in the universe, and how small we are to become the astronomy center of the Northwoods.
If you'd like more information about any of the stories you've seen tonight, just go to our website at KSTP.com, select Only on 5, scroll down, and look for On the Road. Still to come, the strange story of an eccentric artist who claims to have unearthed relics of the Iron Age in his own backyard. But I warn you, don't believe everything he says.
It's part dog, part turtle, part bird. He's sterile, there won't be any more.
A chance meeting brought them together, and what they've done for this poor African neighborhood is nothing short of extraordinary.
Come along on the road to East Africa's largest slum, where Minnesotans have helped build a school for girls.
That's next week's On the Road, Sunday at 11:05.
Many people take up new hobbies when they retire, but a nearby Wisconsin man has taken that premise to a whole new level. When we went on the road to Marshfield, Wisconsin, we found a former lawyer who's exchanged trust for rust.
When you go on the road, there's a place I want to see.
There's a patch of boggy ground in north-central Wisconsin that has long concealed relics of a forgotten world, like the strange bird, or so the story goes.
I dug it out of the marsh out here, inhabited the marsh during the Iron Age, but they're extinct now.
Former attorney Clyde Winnier claims he is an Iron Age paleontologist who has unearthed the remains of thousands of rusty creatures.
Well, I couldn't stop with one. I've been digging them out and welding them back together ever since.
It may sound preposterous, but straight-faced Clyde never deviates from his story, which only grows to include new creatures that are regularly born again in his workshop.
You can trust me, I'm a lawyer, okay?
Closer to the truth is that Clyde and his wife of 53 years, Nancy, are spending their retirement practicing the art of creation. Nancy makes sparkling glass pendants and beads and sells them from a cute little hobbit house the two have built on their property near Marshfield, Wisconsin, while Clyde welds tons of scrap metal into figments of his very wild imagination.
He's out here all day, every day.
That's a cat.
For him, it's almost an obsession.
This is a male cat.
That's a male cat.
That's a female cat over there, see.
One thing leads to another, and his imagination goes crazy.
It's a 2 canary. It's 3/4 toucan and 1/3 canary.
It's just mushroomed.
Dr. Neal is a big neurosurgeon up there. He says it's springiform encephalopathy. It's a chronic rusting disease.
A walk through Clyde's menagerie of rusty brown apparitions is an enlightening experience, even in the rain.
We're finding aquatic life out there now. There's kind of an a sunfish, a little rock bass. Eddie Biscotti was a Norwegian gunfighter in the marsh out here in the 1800s. It's part dog, part turtle, part bird. He's sterile, there won't be any more.
They don't advertise at all, but more than 15,000 people found their way to this odd spot last year. Clyde Winier sells about 900 of his sculptures every year, but he creates them, he says, just for the love of it, because the net income all goes to charity. It's always a lot of fun to visit Wisconsin Dells. There's so much to see and do. But don't forget, to get here, you've got to drive across the state, and there are lots of other wonderful places to visit. I'm Jason Davis. Drive carefully, and we'll see you next week.
Take a little